Hey guys, the Backrooms used to be a fun concept, but lately things have been happening online that has really made it a fandom that I'm I'm kind of scared to be in, but not for the reason that you think of. So, all right, you see, you have the Kane Pixels version, and you have the Wikidot version, whatever you want to call it, because it's called by several different names. The Wikidot, the fandom, the version of the Backrooms, the one with levels and a lot of entities. And me personally, I like Kane Pixel's version of the Backrooms better because there's just like a couple entities, just two, and the levels aren't really levels. They're more like areas that you can stumble upon within the common background. So that's what I like about Kane Pixel's version. Everything is explained. It makes sense. It's me. I don't really like I just don't like the fandom version at all because it just doesn't make sense. There's too much things to it. But I'm not gonna go out there and be like, oh no, you're wrong. So no, I'm not like that. I'm like, okay, you like what you like, but people online, especially on TikTok, have really taken it far. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about, how far people have taken this thing, because it's not that serious, but people make it seem like, oh, so let me just get right into it. Kane Pixel's version of the fandom and the fandom version, the Wikidot version, I've seen some people online on TikTok saying that, oh yeah, just disagreeing about the simplest thing, such as entities. I believe the only entities that should be in the backrooms are the life form and still lives. That's it, because that's just what makes sense, But these people, these arguments on TikTok, it's like, oh no, there should be more. Oh no, there should be the smilers, the ticklers, like what? To me, that doesn't make sense. But I'm not gonna go out there and argue with people about it. But some people do, and that's what makes this fandom pretty scary to be in, because a lot of people, well, I'm gonna say really a handful of people are doing this, and of course my cat wants something, but it's just the thing that online it's getting bad. It's getting to the point where nothing makes sense anymore, and the fact that people are arguing over simple things like how many entities there should be, how much areas there should be in the backrooms, because I don't like to level 188 is what people call it, the hotel, the airport hotel, a lot of people call it that, level 188, but no, I think of it as, oh yeah, that's the one area from Found Footage 1 by Kane Pixels. That's what I think it is, but I'm not going to go out there and say, oh, that has to be level 188, and you have to fall into it, or I don't know how the Wikidot fandom works. I don't know, so I'm not going to go out there and argue with people about it like some people do, and it's just really annoying. And I haven't talked about this controversies in quite a while because I haven't been able to. I've been uploading the Backrooms videos, as you know, if you watch my videos. But, that really kind of ties into this whole Backrooms fandom civil war thing, because, it is a civil war. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, it's not really a lot, but it's still there. And it's kind of bad, It's kind of like, why are we arguing over this? It's the same concept as every TikTok comment section. Every TikTok comment section is like that. if if you were to go to scroll to a video, something simple, something like text and video, there will be an argument. There will be an argument. I guarantee you there will be an argument. And TikTok, in my opinion, it's still a good social media platform. But a lot of people are saying, "Oh no, TikTok has been on a downfall so far, and TikTok has been degrading, and it's just full of brain rot now." Well, not really. I mean, you kind of have to get that on your For You page, So to me, it's like, no, TikTok is still a good social media platform. I mean, I only use TikTok and Instagram as social media, and I rarely use Instagram. I mostly use TikTok. But back to the point of the video, the Backrooms fandom. These two fandoms, these two versions are really in heated debates right now because it's like, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we arguing? We don't need to argue. I even made up a little of my own version of the Backrooms, which is very similar to Kane Pixel's version, but I explain these areas as, new areas added into the Backrooms because that Backrooms keeps on expanding. It just goes on and on. That quote from the movie. So yeah, that's what I came up with. Basically, just Kane Pixel's version, just with a little twist. Because those, I made up like found footages that are from like 2010. So, but Kane Pixel's version is, you can be satisfied with it as well. That goes for the fan version as well. Even though I don't know what it is, and I don't know how it makes sense in any Backrooms media, because it just doesn't. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be a concept for a video game. Like stuff you would find on Roblox, stuff you would find on the PlayStation Store. It's not really something to be taken seriously, I guess you could say. So I get it, because of all the absurd entities and levels and all these absurd levels, and and people just keep on adding more, and I don't think that's helping the community. I don't think that's helping the community at all, because Kane Pixel's version of the Backroom fandom will be like, that's stupid, man. And yeah, it is stupid. So, man, I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about here, honestly, because it's just the fact that these arguments are kind of getting out of hand, and the fact that, nothing much is going on except these little arguments here and there. So this video may not be, a lot, but it's still a little controversial. It's not as controversial as my previous videos, but it's still out there. It's still relevant, and sorry. But it's still a thing. People will put the Backrooms, Kane Pixel's version of the Backrooms, in Wikidot, and that's something that I don't like. If they put, I saw this one TikTok video, and it was showing like Kane Pixel's found footage, and the common Backrooms, like the yellow halls and whatever, that was like, oh yeah, level 0. It had like little text at the bottom that said level 0. And then when they showed the hotel, the airport hotel corridor thing, it was like, oh, level 188. So to me, I was like, well, what? You're showing Kane Pixel's version of the Backrooms by showing his found footage, but you like levels better? What? That's confusing to me, And this may not be a hot topic, I guess, but it's just something. Maybe it's not the most controversial thing right now, and maybe it's not the most controversial thing ever. Maybe it's just something very small right now, because the Backrooms is still a thing. The Backrooms, especially right now because of the movie, it's still like, it's still out there. So, well, I'm gonna leave it at that because nothing much else to talk about, and my cat is begging me to take him out. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll see you in the next video.